Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about why relying on referrals is slowing down your business growth. I have this happen so often where clients come to me and they're like, the referrals are great. Like I keep having referrals, I keep getting referrals, and I've only just really been relying on referrals in my business. I haven't really spent much time in marketing or selling, and that is now becoming a problem. And so they've identified that they're like, well, if I keep relying on referrals, my income is going to continuously be inconsistent. And so this is what I always say to them. I say, you're basically leaving your income up to chance by just relying on referrals. And it's slowing down your growth because you don't have an ability to turn the tap on when you need to bring new leads in, when you need to bring in more money. Focusing on referrals and building referral avenues, yes, is worthwhile in your business. I'm not poo-pooing referrals. You want referrals. That's the ultimate goal, right? To have enough referrals coming in on a consistent basis is the ultimate in business, right? That's absolutely what you want. And spending time on working on those channels is definitely worthwhile, but don't rely on just that channel is what I'm saying. So if you are only relying on referrals, it feels like it's out of your control, and that can feel really uncertain in your business when you're just relying on word of mouth, right? If you don't want to leave your income up to chance, then it's absolutely time to start building in a sales strategy into your business so you can take control of your lead generation, you can take control of when you turn the tap on, and when you can bring leads in when you need money in your business. Or if you want to actually if you want to impact more people, right? Like if you want your message to get out there further and you want more people to know you're the right person to work with, you want to have clients coming to you, not even just from referrals, that you want to have clients coming to you basically saying, I love everything you're about, how can I work with you? That is not going to happen just with referrals. You need to get your message out there. You need to be visible. You need to be communicating with people why you're the best person to work with. And you need to have a sales strategy in place in order to generate those results. And this kind of brings me back to the old adage of build it and they will come, right? We often go and we build out the website and we build the services and we spend heaps of time tinkering our services and hoping that if I just get that right, then clients will come. But that's often not the case at all. I shouldn't even say often. It's never the case. Never the case. We need to make sure that we're putting something in place that actually generates interest and generates consideration of your offer and then creates conversions. That's a sales strategy. Marketing is awareness and interest, right? Sales is taking that interest, those eyes on your business, and guiding them through the decision-making process to work with you to create an opportunity for a conversion. If you're missing out on the sales element within your business, then you're most likely getting so stuck in just audience building or marketing and you're not actually converting on a consistent basis. So you need to put in a sales strategy to guide a lead who's shown interest to be like, oh, I have that problem. Oh, do you have that solution? Cool. How can I work with you? You need to guide that to happen. It's not just going to happen overnight. So one thing that I would say as well with referrals is that it's out of your control of the type of client that you're working with. And sometimes, which ideally, no, if that dream client that referred you, a new client, they're most likely going to be a very similar person because values are connected to other values. So if that dream client that you work with then refers more dream clients, that's amazing. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have a misaligned client that then also refers you new clients, and then you continue to build your calendar with misaligned clients. So we don't always want to rely on referrals. You want to make sure that you're really communicating again to those referral channels who you work with and who you don't work with, because the biggest problem I see that happens in business is that people get stuck saying yes to misaligned clients for a couple of different reasons. One, they're still relying on referrals and they have no other channel to bring business in. Or two, they don't have the guts or the courage to actually say to that person who's referring, hey, I don't do that type of work anymore, or I actually work with these clients instead, or thank you so much for sending those referrals, but unfortunately I don't work with clients that do this, and this, or that are requiring this type of project, or whatever it might be, right? You've got to communicate that. And sometimes in early stages of business, you haven't got your message right or you haven't got your offers right. And so then you end up taking whatever comes your way. And if you then get more referrals, because maybe you're great at whatever it is that you did, and then you end up getting more referrals for that thing, but then you feel trapped because you're like, well, I have to say yes to it because I've got no money coming in elsewhere. So it's a vicious cycle. So what we want to do is come back to, what is my strategy? What's my strategy to create momentum with intentional marketing that guides a client to go from interested to converted. We need to make sure that you're really clear on who your ideal client is first, get really clear on the services that you really want to offer, and then we reverse engineer it. We go, okay, once we understand the problem that you solve and the solution that you offer, and you're really clear on your offers, we can backtrack it, because there is a psychology that happens with a client that has the problem that you offer the solution to, and the earlier problems that they had leading up to identifying that they had that problem that they need to solve. Right? So we need to backtrack it to then communicate to a client who's in that earlier stage of awareness to be like, hey, I am the right fit for you. And if you've got this smaller problem, let me help you fix that. And because I've helped you fix that, you've probably identified that this is also a problem. So let me fix that for you too. And then identify the next problem. That next problem is most likely going to be a bigger problem that is your main offer. So we've got to guide them down that journey. People need to be told where to go next and what the solution is, because you are the expert in the solution and they aren't. And so I say that from a place of awareness, right? Because sometimes we can sit in this energy of like, oh, but if they really need me, they'll find me, or people know what they need. They don't always know what they need, especially if you're a type of obscure service that they aren't really sure when they need it, when's the right time, what could be happening for them that they identify as it's the right time. Might be a different type of service they've never heard of before. A lot of the time people get stuck with not knowing, like, do I need sales? Do I need marketing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be really, really clear. If this is happening for you, this is the solution that you need. And so you need to work on your sales messaging. You need to work on your sales strategy. So you're guiding people through those phases. Otherwise, you're leaving your income up to chance. So let this be your sign that if you've been relying on referrals and it's impacting your growth, it's time to work on your sales strategy.